This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Shanta. Shanta is an entertainer, but she also loves to be entertained, which is why she has Flow TV brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It's great for busy Shanta because she can control the time she watches her favorite shows, play back from the start in case she missed it, or even record with cloud video recording. And with her Flow services bundle, enjoys much more for much less. Visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
Welcome to this Barbados Today News Update for Monday, October 3. Thank you for joining us. I'm Desmond Brown. Opposition leader Mia Motley has slammed cabinet ministers Dennis Kelman, David Estwick, and Esther Bayasuku for breaking a convention by operating businesses while they are holding office. Ms. Motley's attack on the government ministers came Sunday while addressing a candidate nomination meeting for the Barbados Labour Party's St. Michael's South Central constituency. She also blasted Minister Dennis Kelman for operating his shop during a storm warning despite a national shutdown order.
I deplore the actions of the Minister of Housing, Dennis Kelman, for opening his business at the very time that the Attorney General was seeking to do the right thing by asking people to observe the national shutdown, because what is at risk is ultimately people's lives. Now, you may never have perfection, but what you must never have is a person sitting in the same cabinet next to him and next to the acting Prime Minister being the first out of the wicket to break the request for there to be a national shutdown. It is wrong. And we say it every day in our households. Adults must set examples for children. Ministers must set examples for the population.
Meantime, Minister with responsibility for commerce, Donville Inniss, does not agree with the decision by some business operators to open their establishments despite a state-declared national shutdown. Mr. Inniss told Barbados Today, while he agrees with the position taken by his cabinet colleagues, he does not believe it should require law being put in place to mandate businesses to close during a national disaster.
In the event of an impending storm or weather that can place the lives of people at great risk, I think all of us, in private and public sector, notwithstanding law or lack of law, ought to exercise a level of great conscience and not to do anything that would place either our staff or our likely patrons at risk. I don't think you need law for that. Because when the state says that the buses will start running at 8 o'clock at night, that is a major decision. And therefore one is expecting that all vehicles except emergency personnel should try and get off the road around that time. I don't know that we need law. We've always been a very considerate society, not one that in the midst of a threat like this focuses on the almighty dollar.
Some businesses remained open during the passage of Tropical Storm Matthew last Wednesday. They include Carlton and A1 supermarkets, Lemongrass Noodle Bar and Grill, as well as St. Elmo's establishment in Moontown, St. Lucie, which is owned by Senior Government Minister Dennis Kelman. Education Minister Ronald Jones has refuted claims that the Rastafarian couple who decided to homeschool their children were being targeted because of their religion. Speaking to reporters on the sidelines of the launch of Education Month this morning at the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Mildon Quarter, St. Peter, Jones said the allegations were simply not true.
We recognize the right of parents to homeschool. You could be commoner, Christian, Rastafari, etc. So if you go and you start to sidetrack the rules and the law, chaos becomes the order of the day. Confusion really becomes the order of the day. And we can't allow that because every child has a right to be educated. If parents want to homeschool the child, they come, they speak, and they're granted the permission in writing to so do. Those parents are also visited routinely to ensure that they're following a curriculum that will add to the child overall.
The Eastern Caribbean Civil Aviation Authority is investigating a matter involving two senior LIAT pilots. The Antigua Observer reports that the two are accused of operating an aircraft in contravention of their license agreement, which places a barrier on the age of a pilot and co-pilot in a single cockpit. ECA says it cannot comment on the status of the investigation because of its sensitive nature. Chairman of the Leeward Islands Airline Pilots Association, LIALPA, Captain Carl Burke, says since both men are members of the association, he would not comment until after the probe. Last week, the two pilots, one over the age of 60 and the other over 65, were allegedly scheduled to operate the same flight. The pilot's license appears to prohibit this. If found culpable, the men who are senior both in age and rank could face dismissal. In sports, veteran West Indies all-rounder Dwayne Bravo says the West Indies Cricket Board's decision to axe trusted head coach Phil Simmons on the day of the squad's departure for Dubai had left the Caribbean side demoralized for the ongoing limited overs tour against Pakistan. Speaking on a Trinidad radio station, Bravo, who was a member of the 2020 squad that suffered a humiliating 3-0 whitewash last week, said the players and management team appeared lost during the series and the dressing room lacked a positive atmosphere. He said Simmons, in a short time with the squad, had built up a high level of trust with the players, an element that was now missing from the West Indies squad.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
In regional news, Turks and Caicos Islands tourism officials were today urging visitors to leave the British Overseas Territory if they have the means to do so safely, as the island awaits the passage of Hurricane Matthew later this week. In a statement, the Department of Tourism said that visitors unable to leave or opting to remain within the destination are urged to stay inside during the storm. The Miami-based National Hurricane Center said that Matthew, located 205 miles southeast of Kingston and 275 miles southwest of Port-au-Prince, is packing winds of 140 miles per hour and should begin affecting the TCI by Tuesday. A hurricane warning is in effect for Jamaica, Haiti, several Cuban provinces, and the Bahamas. A hurricane watch is in effect for the Turks and Caicos Islands. On the international scene, Hillary Clinton laced into Donald Trump on Monday for living a billionaire's lifestyle while contributing nothing to the nation. It was her first public comments about a New York Times report that revealed Trump might have avoided paying federal income taxes for close to 2 decades. Speaking at a campaign rally in Ohio, the Democratic presidential nominee attacked her Republican opponent as representing the same rigged system that he claims he's going to change.
Now, a lot of us were wondering, what is he hiding? It must be really terrible. Well, the New York Times has discovered at least part of the answer. Back in the 1990s, Trump apparently lost $1 billion in a single year on bad investments and failing casinos. Now, how anybody can lose $1, let alone $1 billion, in the casino industry is kind of beyond me, right? It's just hard to figure. But as a result, it doesn't look like he paid a dime of federal income tax for almost 2 decades. Now, while millions of American families, including mine and yours, were working hard, paying our fair share, it seems he was contributing nothing to our nation. Imagine that. Not fair, nothing for Pell Grants to help kids go to college, nothing for veterans, nothing for our military. And you know, he has been dissing America in this whole campaign.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on iZoomi Media in bus terminals or Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Desmond Brown.